I'm just driving back from Kimberley, BC on our way back to Calgary here. So I'm somewhere in between Longview and Pincher Creek, which is a really dry, arid area in Alberta. And I was just driving along the highway and I saw this ditch here, which you can see is actually flowing. You can see this water moving through here. And this really smart farmer has decided to put a wing out into the ditch and harvest all of that water. So this is an example of a swale, essentially. So this water is moving on contour. And if you follow it along, what you're gonna find is a dam just on the other end. And I'm gonna take you to that dam and show you exactly how that water is working. So I'm standing above the swale now, just at the ditch here. And you can see below the ditch, it's all dry. So this farmer's harvesting the water that's coming off the hardscape of the road and intercepting it onto his field to rehydrate the field. Now the water's all gonna end up back in the river that this would eventually go to. It might just take 40 years to get there. So the farmer's actually doing a service by slowing the flow of water down. It's interception elements like this that keep our streams and rivers flowing for generations and generations. So I'm standing on top of this swale right here. You can see that it's filling in from that ditch behind me. And if we come down to the ground right here, you can see how the soil is really wet. It's extremely wet. So what's actually happening here is the water that's flowing in behind alongside this swale is actually rehydrating the soil by making this swale really wet. You can see how wet that is. So we can actually move down this swale and I can really feel the moisture that's being picked up on this ditch on contour here. So you can see that it moves right around the landscape. This farmer has surveyed it out on contour. It's really great to see that someone is using these ideas here in Alberta already. We can tell that this is completely on contour because there's no movement whatsoever in the water. It's extremely slow. And if we wanted to, we could use this swale to establish a tree belt. Look at how it follows the contour of the land. Here's a really great shot of what this swale looks like. You can see where the excavator there pulled the soil down. There's literally a change in vegetation. And all of that soil became the mound that I'm currently standing on right now. Again, notice how still the water is. It's not flowing. So notice the profile right here. You see how the grass changes just above to the cut right here. We've got a really gentle 3-to-1 slope. That's a good slope for a swale on the backside. And the earth here has been used to create the mound right down here. And this water is slowly seeping into the landscape now, recharging that groundwater aquifer. So you can see the water finally flows into a dam, and it looks like there's a swale leaving the other side of the dam. And on this side we've got a little bit of a diversion drain. So the swale has moved into a bit of a ditch, and all diversion drain means is a swale that's slightly off contour. Now if we come to the other side of the swale again, you'll notice that this long edge that's almost on contour is going to pick up all the overland flow that comes off this hill. And whatever doesn't get taken in the dam will be infiltrated in the swale. So when the dam gets too full, it will backflood into the swale and then rehydrate the grassland underneath it. Really brilliant design, super passive, drought proofing, extremely resilient. So one more panoramic here of the swale from up high. You can see how that swale moves along the landscape on contour.